All right, welcome back everyone. Today is June the 3rd, and we can see here in just about 42 minutes that we're going to have Jolt's job openings report come out. So we might get a little volatility there, maybe not. Hopefully we do, because it's been a little bit boring. So we go to the Bitcoin chart. Not a whole lot has changed since yesterday. We did create this new high here in the 1 hour. So we do see that break of structure from this high over. So we do have that. So we have that break of structure, and we always look for a pullback right after that break of structure. We're getting that pullback now, and we do have demand order block down here that's very close to the previous day equilibrium, as well as the monthly open. And we also have a naked point of control here. So I do like this order block quite a bit from a volume perspective. Let's go ahead and check our fixed range here. We can see that we busted out of this range. So we have extended from fair value, but we have tried to come back into this range. Let's take a look at this previous leg up. Yeah, point of control is right around the value area high of this range. So it's just confirming that we do have a very high volume node here. Volume was quite thin around this area, as we can see from this void of volume here. So I definitely feel like we could come back and fill some of that in. Let's take a bit of a broader viewpoint of our volume. Take it all the way back from this high, all the way over. And this is a bit more of a lowercase b profile. So it's heavy on the bottom side versus this top side. As we can see, a lot of these bearish candles just came falling on down. So we don't have a whole lot of volume that's built up here just yet, especially in this area that's very void of volume. You have that gap, or fair value gap, or single prints. So looking at this locally, coming back up, we do have a VWAP here. We have a lot of the previous day levels here. We have the previous day open, the daily open from today, and the previous day high, which the previous day high is something I always put a lot of weight on. And it's right in this area of lower volume, and we have two overlapping order blocks. So it could come back in and kind of spend some more time here to fill out this void to balance this profile out. Same thing with this profile. We're looking to come back up to areas that have insufficiencies to balance this profile out. Quickly go up to the 4 hour, and I want to mark out that this high was breached and broken on the 1 hour. However, on the 4 hour, it was only a swing failure pattern. So that's definitely going to bring us down. The objective is to come back and sweep some more liquidity or demand, or like we have already mitigated this fair value gap, and it's clearing out this insufficiency. So what I'm looking for, since we already did the macro view yesterday on the video, all of that still holds, of course, all those levels up here, as well as the ones below. And I'm speaking of everything that is pretty much below the range that we are currently in. All those levels are still there. Still interested in those levels for a longer day trade, even leaning towards a swing setup. So let's go down to our 30-minute and let's analyze some local setups. So if we take, no, let's redo that. So we take this low, bring it up to the high. We see that we have our golden pocket in 786. That is right in our sweet spot area that I was talking about before, the previous day EQ, the weekly open, the naked point of control, and we have a order block. So this is also outlining that this area of interest is in our extreme discount section of the range, as well as this area of interest is in the extreme premium section of the range. So we have two nice order blocks in both extremes of the range that also have some nice confluence with volume and previous day levels. Now if we take another pull and just take it from the high to the low, we can see that we have the golden pocket to 786 right in the overlapping area of these two order blocks, right around previous day high. So let's go ahead and leave both of these on the chart, because these are kind of going to be our guide. This is basically our map to see what area of the range are we in. So again, we have this bigger range here, and then we have the smaller range here. So this area of point of interest, we can see that it's overlapping in the extreme discount section of two different ranges. So I like this a lot for a short. Same thing with this. This would be a range deviation play if price were to come down here, play in this area, and do something like that. We are making a range deviation of this range here, but coming into the extreme discount section of this range. So what are we looking at to trade today? For a very, very local scalp, VWAP in the previous day open, you could see something like that and come back down, and then sweep the highs, sweep the lows. But nonetheless, we always like to see a first back test of VWAP. And this could potentially lead to just a scalp trade. It could lead us to doing something like this, where it's a kind of that V-shaped recovery. Or we hit here, things get a little bit bearish, and we come down to this area for a long. Could also really spike up here, and it's almost New York open, so it could just spike up here, nice wick into here, close below all this, and then tumble on down. So again, these are the areas of interest. We have this trade, short trade from this order block. We have an SFP trade. Same thing with this low, breaching this low here as this range. Could also have an SFP that dips down here, closes back above, takes us up. Or we could actually have structure come in to this area, spend a little bit more time there, and then come back up, as well as a nice SFP to breach this low into this order block for a nice long. So those, we have one scenario here for short, two scenario. We have 3 for a long here, 4 for another long in this order block, and 5 for an SFP of this range low into this order block here. So we have a long, 3 long setups and 2 short setups, just all within this range. And that's how we create opportunity for the day. And sometimes these can lead to bigger plays. You don't know when this might actually go back to the 4 hour. Let me take a quick look. Okay, so yeah, so if things are going to continue bullish on the higher time frames, like the 12 hour and the daily time frame, we're not really going to want to see it come back below this low. So right now I would be focused, and I'm talking about this low here. Now, yes, we can breach it briefly with the wick, come back above and still remain bullish. But if we start making big candle closes down here, I'm going to flip back bearish on a macro standpoint here. Because remember, this right here is our daily break of structure. So as long as we really remain above this low, we're going to still remain bullish structure on a daily time frame. However, right now, I would probably focus on holding the longs more than I would focus on holding the shorts. So going back to what I was saying, if we use our intraday opportunities like I was talking about before, and we see price structure coming into here, could potentially go to some of these highs here. So that's what I'm saying. One of these small scalps or intraday trades could turn into a swing trade. So which side am I looking to bias? I'm looking to bias the long side. So if I take a trade from here, here, or here, I'm going to leave a runner to come up here. I will take quite a bit of profit here and here, but however, I'm going to leave a little bit to run because some of these ideas can absolutely turn into a nice swing trade. We'll save that for the interactive charts, and that is about it. Again, watch out for 10 a.m. here in just about 30 minutes for the JOLTS job opening. If you have any questions, hit me up in the Discord.